Hi everyone, Inclusive Model Designs here, part 1 of the Tamiya 1350 scale Yamato Premium Edition build. If you watched my prior video on the review, you already know that these parts were coming up, so let's just get right into it. For those who have been following my builds in the past, you know that I don't really follow the instructions as, from front to back. I kind of go here, there, and everywhere. But so far with this model, I just started on page 1. And we'll see if I continue that, but I figure that thus far the instructions follow along nicely how I want to build it. It's not till when the deck starts coming into play and things like that, that's when I'll change things up, just to make sure that when I do put the parts on that I'm getting all the correct parts in place with the right colors, that kind of thing. Otherwise it can make it more difficult to paint. But we'll get to that later as that happens. So far, pretty basic and boring thus far in the model. What you're doing is you're just adding the bracings, the bow piece to the model, as well as the holders for the stand. So as you can see right here, I've screwed in here and here, as you can see in the instructions, and then added some glue just to make it a little bit more stable. And then added the structure braces in there. I did use a little bit of glue, not enough where I couldn't take it off, but just enough where it's going to keep it somewhat tight in its place. Don't put the screws in yet. I know the instructions, they show screws and you think, okay, I have to screw all of them in. Nope, not yet. There will be a piece of decking going over top, and then you'll be placing the screws in. So don't do that yet for those. The mounts right here, or the I don't know what you would call this, but the base for this display stand, I just glued the one in there, and I also pre-drilled the hole. It's just a little bit smaller than the screw, just so the screw has something to bite with. A nut will go on top of there, and then another piece of plastic will go over top here just to keep the nut in place. I'll just flip it over to show you. Oh, that's not the hole. There we go. Also too, this strip here goes on. And that just basically finishes off the hull on the bottom. You can fill in the seam line. I'm not going to fill it in just because the model will be on a display stand. And you're not going to really see it. And I really don't mind that line being there. I really don't want to sand off any, the nice molding that they've done. So I'm just going to leave that as is. It's not going to look bad at all. Now I am doing the full hull version of the ship. So if you weren't doing the full haul, you'd be skipping this probably altogether, these first few pages. Also what you put in is the piece right here, as you can see in the instructions. That is for the rudders. The ship had 2 rudders, and inside the piece right here, there are the poly caps, the little ones. Don't forget to put that in. Reason being is you got these pins. These are plastic. But once you get the rudder into position, then you put the pins in and you'll be able to move the rudders if you so desire. Sorry about the hand in the way. So right now I just have some sanding to do on these, just to make sure I get rid of the seam line. As you can see right here, I sanded these nicely, so once I paint them, the seam line won't be there. So that's pretty much it. That's all I've done so far. If you're a little bit messy in here with your work, don't worry about it. It will be covered by the decking. I try to keep it, as neat and clean as possible, just for my own, my own tastes. But that's pretty much it for part 1. Just don't get too confused, because there is a lot going on. And I almost did put the screws in here, just because I seen that they put them in here, so I figured, oh, they just go in. Nope, don't do that yet. Just place them in. And I kind of figured, do we really need these, in a way? But yeah, these were a bit of a struggle to get into place, because they actually did push up the hull a bit. So, the hull is very strong now. So there we go. There's part 1 of the Tamiya 1350 scale Yamato. I'm going to keep going on this and stand by for part 2. So thanks very much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I look forward to your comments. Have a good day. Bye.